I stick to the plan, this is going to be the last book haul of this year. Hi everyone, my name is Julie. This is Keep Calm with Books and Coffee, and today I'm going to be talking about all the books that I have acquired since the end of September, which was the last time we had a book haul, and now it is the end of October, so we're going to talk about more books. Some of these were birthday gifts because my birthday is at the beginning of October, and some of them were things I acquired through my own purchasing power. I'm really hoping this is going to be my last book haul of the year because, and I know that sounds wild, because I have a lot of book hauls this year, but I am really trying to reduce my TBR, and I also feel like I'm just using buying books as a coping mechanism, and I feel like I should stop a little bit because my TBR, I am unhauling things and reading things at a pretty good rate, but my TBR isn't going down because the intake is so high. So we're gonna give this a try and try to stay determined to stick to the plan of not buying any more books through the end of the year. Now I do have a few things pre-ordered. I'm sure I might buy a book club book or two because there are 2 months left in the year, but I'm gonna give it a try and do my best to really reduce and keep my book buying on the low side for the next couple of months and maybe into the new year. We'll see. This is not shade at anyone who buys books or uses books to make them happy. I just feel like I personally need to slow things down a little bit. Anyway, let's jump into the books I bought recently. The first is Bombshell by Sarah MacLean. If you remember in my October wrap-up, I talked about Knockout, which is the third book in this series because it was I guess it was my September wrap-up. This is October. In that wrap-up, I talked about how Knockout was the third book in this series and everyone in the book club really liked it, but I didn't finish the book and blah, blah, blah. This is the first book in the series, which is about independent, feminist, Regency romance ladies who are all trying to figure out some nefarious dealings in the high society that they live in. And I think we follow a different woman in each book, so we are following someone in this book that we didn't follow in the third book. I'm excited to try to tell these women apart because in the third book it was completely baffling to me how to tell the three of them apart in the middle of the series. So I'm really excited for this one. Then I have Love in Winter Wonderland by Abiola Bello, and this is the story of two people who work at a bookstore, and they find out that the bookstore is on the brink of closing, and they decide to make a bet to see who can sell the most before Christmas. This sounds so much like The Mistletoe Motive that I loved to bits last year. Like, I cannot wait to reread that book later this year, like closer to Christmas. And I can't wait to read this one now either. I immediately had to pick it up because it sounded so much like that. Also, the end papers are really, really cute. So I absolutely had to get it. I didn't look at that. No, the book is just plain. But yeah, so I'm really excited for this one. This was a complete impulse buy for the Christmas season and it was a new release. So this is what I'm trying to curb a little bit. Then I have 3 things that I pre-ordered actually. The first is The Innocent Sleep by Sean McGuire, which is the next book in the October Day series. I'm really excited that this one came out. This is related obviously to the 17th book, but this is the next book that's sort of I don't even want to say anything about this. In the first book, we're following Toby as she gets wrapped up into going back to fairy society because she has been she has gone through a curse and she has decided she's done with fairy, and then fairy draws her back in because she is a knight and knights have to solve problems. So she ends up going back to fairy, and we are 16 books in, 17, this is the 18th book in, and a lot has changed since then, but I love this series to bits and can't wait to read this one. I also have Lore Olympus Volume 5, which I cannot stop buying the Barnes & Noble exclusive editions of these. The covers are just so gorgeous, and I love these. This is a Hades and Persephone retelling, which I feel like most people know at this point because it's been really popular on both like Webtoon and BookTube here, but it is a Hades and Persephone retelling told in graphic novel form. This has some pretty serious triggers, so I would definitely check those out if you're interested. So does this series. but yeah, this is for a graphic novel. This covers a lot of ground. Then my other pre-order was Safe and Sound, a renter-friendly guide to home repair by Mercury Stardust. I purchased this because Mercury was coming to my local bookstore, and I ended up getting this signed and getting to meet Mercury for just a couple of minutes, and it was really exciting. I follow her on TikTok. She is the trans handyman. She teaches you how to do home repair and also in a renter-friendly way. I don't rent my house, but I still think that some of this will be helpful to me because I know nothing about home repair. And I also just really wanted to support her and her book tour. So this was really fun and it was cool to get. Excellent. Sweetest person ever. Just so lovely. The team was great. That was such a fun event to go to and I had the best time. Then I have 4 books that were gifts from friends, and I just want to talk about them really quick. So the first is exciting because it is Speckled Isle by K.J. Charles, the Green Men Book 1. I don't know if there's a Green Men Book 2, but in this we're following an archaeologist who's been disgraced, and then I don't know who he meets. Randolph is the last of an ancient line of arcanists, so he's probably going to be magical. An archaeologist is going to meet a magician, and the two of them are gonna have a steamy time, and I can't wait. One is gonna be grumpy, and one is gonna be put off, and I love a K.J. Charles romance. It's probably gonna be a little dark. I can't wait. I can't wait. I have wanted to read this book for years, and I haven't yet. I still have a couple of K.J. Charles books to catch up on, and this is one that I definitely want to do that with. Then I also have Into the Drowning Deep, which I'm really excited about, by Mira Grant, who is also Seanan McGuire. This is the story of killer mermaids, I think. I think a boat went off to sea to look for mermaids a few years ago, and the new main character's sister disappeared, and now they are going out to look for this boat and maybe what happened to it. It sounds so spooky and fun. I really want to read this one, and I feel like it's going to unsettle me in good ways. I don't know. I haven't read Seanan McGuire's writing as Mira Grant yet, so I am excited to try that. Then I also have Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater. I read Olivia Atwater's Small Miracles at the beginning of this year, and it was one of my favorite books of this year. I absolutely loved it to bits, and I can't wait to read this one. I think this is about a woman who is cursed to only have half a soul, so she like doesn't feel things completely. It leaves her prone to accidents of scandal, but I believe it's a romance. And it's high society and maybe historical, and I don't know, but it sounds great, and I have had this recommended so many times. Super excited about that one. Then the last one I have here is The City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty, which I have heard so many mixed things about, but I would really like to try. This is the story of a con woman who accidentally summons a warrior djinn, and I believe has to kind of pay back what she has conned out of people. I might be confusing this with Little Thieves a little bit, but it sounds great. I really want to try Chakraborty's writing, and I'm excited for this one. But that is everything for the haul. Hopefully I will read some of this before the end of the year. That is always the goal. That is it for me today. If you have any thoughts or feelings or want to share anything about the books that I talked about today, please let me know down below in the comments. Or if you're not feeling like chatting, you can always leave a leaf emoji. We have hit peak color here in the Pennsylvania area. I think we're probably over it at this point. Like, I think we've reached it. Everything is red and orange and yellow, and it's beautiful right now. So leave me a leaf. But if you want to like, comment, or subscribe, you can do that all down below. That really helps my channel out. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!